Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to go and start out for take 2 of the live stream video on Gran Turismo 7 for the 2022/23 exhibition series in the GTWS Manufacturers Cup at Interlagos, located in Brazil. After having one attempt, since I just ended up in 14th place, is now being served as a warm-up test. Mostly other GT players and my audience viewers that it was also to have a main part of the competition is now going to be quite challenging to be on the main test. After all, because I just made a mistake for only one pit stop available, but am I going to have to go endurance we'll be using with a field map at this time. So I had to be sure to step it up and get my mind opened up and focusing on the track and the competition itself. So in the meantime, because I just might have to get a lot of hard work of racing after clear for only exact total distance on the daily workout for only a day, and received to have a 5-star roulette ticket is now being received as a prize. So I hope I can go again, and this time just gonna have to go focusing to do a qualifier at this moment. So I had to be ready up and go focusing to be currently to be stopped at the first round in season 4 in the Manufacturers Cup for the Group 3 category for having a race-a-thon. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Now it's time to get ready to go and get started out for having a practice session until the matchmaking will get started out to begin. Okay, well, and by that time, because this has got to do it perfectly, I just might need to get my mind focused on and go mastered on interlagos for only 15 turns in a single lap. I might need to do some hard work of racing and get myself to be doing some much more focusing to get my mental up of all the abusive, I just don't want to talk about it. So here we go. Timer starts now, and go enter to be on the inside at turn 1 and 2 to be at the center S before proceed on to the Cuba do Sol in turn 3. When you're on turn 3, make sure just gonna have to take on the right side, will be at the straightaway on the Rita Oposta before entered on sector 2 by stopping on the Skidia do Lago. This will be known as a blind corner for instance. So here comes turn 4. Going in onto turn 5, make my way and go guiding onto the main line to be stopped at turn 6 and 7. Okay, very good. Just going to go deaccelerate and pull the throttle before stopping at turn 8 on the first hairpin. There we go. Here comes hairpin number 2. Going on turn 9. Keep proceed and go enter at turn 10 at the third hairpin. Sharper and tighter as it goes. So after that, you'll be moving on and go for turn 11 on to Miguelo and proceed on sector 3 to be on the Zhangzhou. Is now turning left on number 12 to be proceed to have the curved straightaway onto turn 13. Make your way onto turn 14 and do this left part of the turn to see an apex before coming in to have the final corner in turn 15. And there you go, average lap time and previous record I just took a practice by a minute 35.163 seconds. This one, for example, that has a 1 minute 36.714 seconds is now going prep up and go warm up racing before the qualifier will get started out to begin. So the track itself is might have to go for exactly for doing some tough turns and corners to do some main strategy. But it'll have to go harder and quicker to have one certain strategy to go endurance, plus to have a field map just to be in case, if possible, that we might have to take one pit stop available. But at least I just took one pit stop by the mistake after having one race attempt on the lobby. But it'll have to be sure that my content video nomination pick is going to have to be well choice to be determined. But after all, the United Defensive Reformation Service, my own faction team, is really interesting to have my content videos to be served as a nomination. Just for me, and just for having a very good determination pick by my own count of boat. Time to go, and just going to keep driving forward to have the final sector in lap number 2. 1 minute left. Work your way and get everything what you got to have the final turns on turn 13 to 15. Okay, looks like doing well. Quicker times, and just going to go exactly to be as usual improvement. So you guys might gonna have to be sure to click my YouTube channel for a subscribe and help me out to get up on to 1000 will be my main milestone achievement goal. But I've been working so very hard for the last 10 years, it's gonna have to take some time and go for having an overdrive limit. But it takes hard work for only one YouTube channel that has exactly to go larger to be expanded and going fully well entertainment to do some regular and live stream video to be shared together. So in about 6 seconds before the matchmaking will start. But I hope I can do my best and go clean qualifier run after this. How hard can it be? So, there you go. Looks like joining session in the lobby. Now we might have to wait until there will be some new players and usual ones as well. And here we have Kingpit Dog is now ready to join in session along with myself to be doing the same part of the live stream segment. Okay, looks like there is Racer X, Regime in the Ferrari 458 Italia GT3, Dia Biotto in the Nissan Autodromo GT3. Okay, looks like that might be quite very good and well interesting. So, looks like the gang's all here and looks like 15 drivers, but especially to have 16 drivers are now being joined in. Gonna have to wait for Marek will be ready up and go. So gonna have to take some time and go warm up in about a few seconds. So 30 seconds is now going to commence and gonna have to get my eyes worked up and fixed properly because a little bit much more time of a sweat towel that will have to get my eyes off. Now let's go and wait for the countdown before the warm-up ends. Okay, there's Forever in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept. So there you go. Warm-up complete. And let's go 5-minute qualifier till we have to get the show on the road. So remember folks, this part of the live stream video is going to have to take some time and go serving by having one choice of my pick to be doing a content video nomination. But you'll have to be sure to have the my channel intro and outro will be adding up as well. So let's go and commence the 5-minute qualifier till we have to get ready up and go. Brake balance is now being open and being enabled to use. Time to roll out and go exit by skipping turn 1 and 2 at the center S. So I won't let myself down. Time for me to shape up and be myself to be as a Gran Turismo player to go focusing and go harder whenever it takes. Let's go turn 4, turn left. Exactly, yeah. I have to do correctly at this time before climbing up onto the top 5 position at the grid standings. Looks like Poocat in the Toyota Castro Tom Supra is now ready up and join in. Gonna have to be extra careful. Looks like C. Alonso 27 is here. Good to have him on board. Okay, perfect. And turn right at turn 10, followed by turn 11 to be on the Mugello. Okay, that's good. Keep it steady and hold the brakes. Very nice. Just find a perfect line and go qualifier. Will go timer commands. This time, no penalty allowed. Just gonna have to go for having a clean lap. Okay, sector 1 clear. Go for sector 2. Come on, just going to dive in and catch up to the classic Supra. Okay, there's my chance. Gonna have to be extra careful. Good call, good respawn, and smooth sailing on Sector 3. So looks like one audience viewer is now joining session to be watching my live stream. So you'll have to make sure to subscribe to my channel for an extra help and support. So the record times are now going to be entered by crossing the line. Looks like Gabriel Cardenas has now been achieved by 1 minute and 34 seconds. 1 minute and 35 seconds for Team GTWS Inspirtech by entered position 6, drop down on position 7. Down onto position 8, overtake by TCR Drewski and Sekhim. Gonna have to climb up, and looks like Machine Regime in the Ferrari 458 Italia GT3 is now entered to be on the number 1 spot to be climbing up for having a pole position start. Down to 1 minute left. Looks like King Pit Dog has now entered for the lap time by 1 minute and 38 seconds around the decimal clock. Very good on turn 6 and 7. Pull the brake on hairpin number 1 in turn 8. Smooth in and go on turn number 9 at the inside apex. Here comes the brake. Go turn 10 at number 3 hairpin. Much oblige. And Cobra Kai has now entered to be on position number 8. Gonna have to hurry up and turn left quickly to be at turn number 12. Slow and steady as it goes and make that perfect line direction by enter turn 13 to 15. 5 seconds remaining and countdown is about to be over soon. Final lap, you guys. This is it. This will be having a final lap and go update by starting out on position 10. So, looks like different manufacturer Group 3 cars has been made on time, and one Corvette C7 Group 3 just barely did its best out there. Well, I can't say because hard work of racing means needs some more improvement time to go entered and much more harder to go for only one certain amount of chance to go endurance at this time. So drop down to be at position 11 was being climbed up by Forever in the RX Vision GT3 concept. Still running, and looks like Diablito has now entered to be on the number 1 spot by overtake Machine Regime's number 2 position. Looks like Marek has now entered in 3rd place. Racer X, Gabriel Cardenas, and TCR Drewski. Okay, looks like Kimpit Dog did doing well out there to be driving in the GR Supra Racing Concept 2018. Okay, on last, being dropped down on 12th place. "16 seconds left. Gonna have to take phase 1 finish, and now gonna have to go for phase 2 of the live stream video segment. So don't go away. I'll have to be right back. We're only one short quick. Hard work of practice and one race for only 26 laps around in Interlagos. Looks like we're about to go. We're having a late afternoon time, and today's temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit in Interlagos. Several Group 3 cars has been entered in for having a first part of the Group 3 Racing Extravaganza for the 4th season in the Manufacturers' Cup. So I hope everybody is about to be ready up and go, because several Group 3 cars like Toyota, Mazda, Porsche, Honda, and especially to have Nissan, BMW, and Ferrari are about to be ready up and go for the top 3 position in about 12 seconds. So be sure, try not to go enter to the pit stop just like last time I just been there. So you'll have to be work hard and do your best out there before we will get started. Alright folks, welcome to the first round in Season 4 of the 2022/23 Exhibition Series GTWS Manufacturers Cup is about to begin. Now let's go to the drivers in the Group 3 car in the Manufacturer Brand. Here we have Beato in first place, Machine Rashim in the Ferrari 458 Italia, Marek is now entered third place in the BMW M6, Racer X has arrived in fourth place in Team Porsche, Gabriel Cardenas in 5th place represent Team Honda, TCR Drewski in 6th place in Team Mazda, Kingpit Dog has arrived in 7th place, Sejim has entered position 8, is now ready up and go, Cobra Kai in the Toyota GR Supra in 9th place, Forever in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 Concept in 10th place, DRS JB 11th place, Here's Myself in 12th place for the UDRS Insportec represent Team Chevy, Phuket in the Toyota Supra GT500, C. Alonso 27 in 14th place, Braytech GT in the Mercedes AMG GT3. Dipshy has arrived in 60th place in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 2010, and everyone's all here before we're about to get set and ready for the hard racing competition to go endurance. So, it turns out to become very challenging for only 26 laps around in Interlagos for the Group 3 class. Somehow, you'll have to turn out and be much more careful to avoid having a pit stop. In the meantime, because one race ever since to be finishing from Season 2 from the 2022 series in the same Gran Turismo World Series in the Manufacturers Cup. So here we go, 3 seconds, and go green to be entered as we're about to kick off and race on in the first round in the Exhibition Series in the 2022/23 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup. Good luck folks, do your best, and go clean racing to be entered by proceed on to turn 1 and 2 at the Center S. Looks like Phuket in the Toyota Castrotom Supra number 36 is currently to be moving on in 12th place after having a contact by Team Insportec. Looks like it's about to go challenging and go concentrate to have one part of the strategy before kickoff and move on to be in Sector 2 at turn number 4. Here comes DRS JB in the GR Supra Racing Concept 2018 along with Phuket for the GT500 spec version for the same Supra title. Coming on in and straight forward to be at turn 6 and 7 before the hairpin is about to go on the way. Here comes turn 8 at the first hairpin, followed by turn 9, and other racers are about to go more in and proceed to be at turn 10 at the third hairpin. Steadier as it goes and go proceed at the main line. It looks like Cobra Kai has took the penalty by 2 seconds. Be sure, and oh, there it goes. Looks like Nissan just took a spun out after cleared from turn 3 is absolutely to go over rev and over spin out to be well seen. Better be sure to stay focusing because this race is about to get much more serious and find a perfect way to get out of the situation to go endurance. So looks like Cobra Kai and Team Toyota with the same GR Supra racing concept with a number 90 variation proceed and go closer by entered in lap number 2. There we go. Let's do this and find a perfect line to get down onto the center S on turn 1 and 2. Smooth in, smooth out, go to the curva to solve in turn 3. Better have to be well impressed. Don't get too much racing drama in the first round in the Manufacturers Cup. Work your way and get harder whenever it takes to have this part of the competition turn simple, much more competitive, and go over challenging to face up and climb up onto the top 3 position is a very tough racing objective for every part of the Manufacturers Cup. Category is going to be quite very yet and simple because Toyota is always about having the best all-time favorite. Hold on, looks like there's Cobra Kai just barely forced pushing a contact by Team Insportec is now coming in by no apparent reason. But there it is, ignore track limit is now take the blame at Cobra Kai for Team UTRS Insportec for only a 0.5 second penalty. Not so very good, not so very good at all because this will might have to be caused and certain amount to be served for this part of take 3 of the live stream video segment. So there goes the penalty line for Team Insportec is about to be slowed down automatically as Braytech GT is about to be slowed down along with Marek in the BMW M6 GT3 Spirit model is about to go for having a long-term recovery. So there goes Braytech GT in the Mercedes AMG GT3 followed by Dipshy in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 is currently by the overtake. Gabriel has now entered for the fastest lap by a minute, 34.423 seconds is now being checked on the fastest lap. Way to go, amigo. You did a good job and make your way to be well proud to be on the country of Mexico. Now, looks like we're about to go drive on into action as Dipshy just took a 0.5 second penalty to be on the full effect. Better be sure to be on the lookout and oh, there goes a contact that might have a different kind of a situation on turn 4 to be called out by under investigation. Looks like Team Insportec has really tried to survive and try not to get caught by the compromise without being avoided in the penalty. And there it goes. On to turn 6 and entered to be at turn 7. Now for Mercedes and Team Chevy is about to be smoothed in and go quickly to be on the first and second hairpin by turn number 8 and 9. Will Team Insportec has to work together and get shape up to catch up with the other strong opponents in the Manufacturers Cup during the first round of the 2022/23 Exhibition Series. This has got to do it. This really has got to do it. We'll have to work hard and get out of the racing drama whenever it takes. But there goes DRS JP in the 2018 Toyota GR Supra Racing concept is now slowed down at turn number 12 by entered in sector 3. Phuket and Cobra Kai in the same Supra with different model of the GT500 and racing concept by entering in lap number 4. So here comes the 4th lap, you guys. Better be sure and work it quick because it'll have to go harder and much more tight situation before taking one choice between endurance or going one pit stop at a time. It feels hard and very much more difficult to have a part of the competition as the fuel map will be set and reminder to be exactly for only 19.5 remaining laps left. Better be sure, you guys. Keep a good use of the fuel map. We'll have to go endurance, otherwise it'll have to go down by the skin of its teeth will be reached down onto 0. So let's get it on and see how the racing battle between two Toyota Supras between the GT500 and the racing concept is about to go on the way. Looks like Phuket in the Toyota Castor Tom Supra is going defense, along with Cobra Kai is now going offense. Let's see how two Supra racers in the same brand will be worked together to have this part of the strategy to go for a fierce competition battle. it looks so pretty popular to see how the 4th and 5th generation models is now being quite very amazing to see how the difference is as it goes. Well, not to mention because 2 of them are now being shared as a Group 3 category for the Japan Grand Touring Car Championship back from 1997. But clearly, in Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7 for the 2018 GR Supra Racing Concept is a very best all-time Toyota race car favorites during the part in the Manufacturers' Cup. On to the 5th lap, up we go, down to the Senna S, and turn 1 and 2 will be followed by. Cobra Kai is now going much more pushing up onto the offense as Phuket still stays strong and going serpentine to be on the main defense. Will 2 Toyotas can actually gonna have to work it out and go towards turn number 4 by entering in sector 2. But there it goes. Looks like Cobra Kai is still gonna have to try to keep up and don't give up hope. Come on, Cobra Kai, you can do it. Catch up to Phuket in no time. And there it goes, stopping at turn 8, 2 Toyotas on the inside as Team Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 swoops into action by having a good scene of footage to be racing and spotted on the hood cam. 2 of them are about to get much more challenging up and cleared on turn 10. Now on to turn 11, gonna have to be sure to see how the main gap distance will be close in and go in and out. As per sector 2 clear, still but anyone's lap time is going to have to be on the lookout, and looks like Gabriel Cardenas is now currently to be on the faster main defense to be on the number 1 position in the goal. Diabilto is now currently to stay on at position 2, followed by Racer X in 3rd place, and the Porsche 911 RSR is still currently to be on the main ropes. And as for other racers, by entered the 6th lap for only 20 more to go remaining. However, Team Insportec is still working on and get closer to be on the main struggle to catch up and go hardcore challenging for this part of the replay segment to be part onto the latest highlight. But it's not over yet because competition time is about to go race into action as Team UDRS Insportec is still having a hard time to be avoided to be dropped down onto the number 16 spot at the last grid. On to sector 2, continue on to be cleared on turn 4 and 5, step up onto turn 6 and 7 by having a good smooth paved acceleration turn to go decrease and increase on the turn. The mid-speed track is going to have to take some hard work and going well progress, and other racers are still going to have to go forward and make it stronger at this time. Very glad and very much more remarkable to see how Gabriel Cardenas is still actually to be going strong and stay deep. And oh man, there goes Cobra Kai, you guys. Looks like Team Insportec just barely made a dodge as Cobra Kai takes that loosened grip and recovery short amount of time before moving on in 10th place. Good call for Team UDRS Insportec that has a perfect rightful thing to do to be shown on the radar. Now in about 3.1 seconds to Phuket in the Toyota Supra GT500 number 36 Castor Tom's variation to be entered on lap number 7. And there it is. Diabilto just barely took a lap time by a minute 34.411 seconds. Incredible. Incredible lap time, and way to be proud to see how a 2nd place racer just actually did much more excited to be part onto the play of the game competition. Good job out there, Diabilto. You did well, and much more appreciate to have a best lap time to be going well received onto the star. As the battle rages on for having a fierce climbing up competition to be on the grid standings, Team UDRS Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 is having a tough time and catch up with the other manufacturer car brands, might be going stronger and getting bump up and going increase to be stronger and be more improved. However, because Toyota, Porsche, Mazda, Honda, and especially BMW along with Ferrari is still becoming an all-time best favorites to be racing the Manufacturers' Cup. But still, Team Chevy might need to take a chance and climb up to get higher to be on the top grid standings to have 9 racers left standing to be remain. So go forward and catch up to break through the gap in about 2.5 seconds onto Phuket in the Toyota Supra GT500 97. He's made it in after the 7th lap in, moving on in number 8 of the lap. Well, it turns out to get much more better and quicker during the part of the first round in the Manufacturers' Cup. But still to come, because challenges will be made to handle it, because the tires are about to get much more killing around to be on the main turn and follow the lines to be on the main curve. Line turns, tough corners, and having some hard time slipstream is going to be a very tough time to go climb up and go much more progress to be well suitable. So looks like Cobra Kai has left the lobby for only 15 drivers remaining. Be sure and work your way to get onto the next and final race entry after this. This competition is going to get much more harder and much more fierce struggle to have one certain amount of chance before at the end of the 26th lap. So let's go on to hairpin 2 as Team Insportec continues forward to be pushing in and go break through onto the struggle. Okay, there we go. 2.2 seconds. Now for sector 3, followed by in turn 12 in Zhang Xiao. Very much more rolling out and go upper hand to catch up, and the defense is getting back up for Phuket in about 2.6 seconds as the end of lap number 6 get closer as other racers have already entered. Number 9 of the lap, here we go, and keep on racing to stay clean, work your way, and go harder to be on the main top effort. So heads up, looks like Dipshy in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 2010 is in the scene. Looks like Team Insportec just barely lose control of the grip before Aston Martin overtakes in the scene. Okay, very magnificent change of plans and go brake balance as sector 2 enters. Team Insportec is having a hard time and going climb up as the struggle continues on before attempt number 2 to be part onto the competition live stream event. Here comes turn 6 and 7, going in, going out, and stop at turn number 8. Outside hairpin for Aston Martin, inside for Team Chevy. Close call and very much more handle to be over rev and going over aggressive. So let's keep it up and go. Looks like the top 3 racers are still coming in by enter at the end of the 9th lap before proceed on to lap number 10. Gabriel Cardenas is still currently to stay well defense and going well. Looks like he did pretty well to have the first turn on the Senate S before going down to take the Cuba del Sol on turn number 3. But that's not all, because Diablo and Racer X along with the other racers are still on the chase and catch us up to be much more powerful and stronger to be toughen up and go proceed into the next lap to be entered at the end of the first sector before go back onto sector 2 to take turn 4 and going enter to be at turn number 5 as the short straightaway will be proceed to be entered onto turn 6 and 7 by a smooth pave of deacceleration and reacceleration before dive in onto turn 8 again. So gonna have to be putting up and stay on track. Team UDRS Insportec is still being left out ever since the last race entry, but it'll have to go better and much more harder to be at 11th position before at the end of the race. But there's still more to come. Just gonna have to be sure to practice well and go harder for Team Chevy to be mastered and achieved at Autodromo de Interlagos. Time to go down and dive right in. Lap number 10 is still currently to be getting closer to be on the main part of the halfway point. Just keep your eyes peeled and be on the lookout for other racers in the top 3 position is now being included. There goes Diabilto, just barely took a lap time to go update in about a minute, 34.390 seconds is now on the way. Number 11 of the lap, as they go, and other racers are about to get closer at the end of the 10th lap before going in on to lap 11. So try your work effort next time, because many other Group 3 cars are still going to have to take some time and go hard competition to do whenever it takes. Time to dive in and go forward to be on the aggressive. Almost 4 seconds for Dipshy in the Aston Martin DB09 GT1 to get closer to Phuket on position 9 in the Toyota Supra GT500. One GT1 race car are about to take on with a classic GT500 race car from the 1990s Japan Grand Touring Car Championship as turn 6 and 7 enters before going on to the hairpin at turn number 8 to be stopping in. Let's see how Aston Martin will have to take on for catching the Toyota Supra is now on the rolling out session to be in the same Group 3 class. So keep your hopes checked and be sure to have a good rooting support temporarily for Team GT1. So here comes Marek in the scene on position 12. Team Insportec gonna have to step up and go hard defense at it. As Sector 2 clear, go hard lap on turn 12 before Mercedes or especially BMW is in the scene. Good thing to be on the eyesight and switches on to go for having a change of plan for exactly 54% remaining on the fuel. So let's go powered up and go struggle defense to be entered on 12th lap. And there it goes again. Diabilto just barely took a lap time by the update in 1 minute, 34.202 seconds. Team Insportec just barely tried to keep it careful to be on the center S on turn 1 and 2 as Marek has overtaken Team Insportec to climb up and go enter to be on the number 11 spot. The battle rages on and still quickly to get higher and much more struggle to be face up and try to overcome many obstacles around in interlagos. The second attempt for the competition in round 1 of the Manufacturers Cup as the top 3 racers still continues on and going well proceed as other American Gran Turismo racers won't still have a chance to catch up to the Mexican GT racer like Gabriel Cardenas is still going stronger and ongoing to be on the number 1 spot to be rightful place and be well defended in the lead. So there he is right now before taking on in turn 15 at the final turn before moving on in lap number 13. The Amigo has already made it. Now time to go enter to take on for having the next turn and smooth down onto the center S. So let's roll it out and going well proceed. Brake balance, just gonna have to be sure to be on the main exact halfway mark as lap number 12 will be going enter towards the end before number 13 will be taking on for having the first part of the halfway mark. And there it goes. Team Chevy is still tries to keep it up and survive its way to get out from the competition to avoid getting disqualified. So there it goes. Move on forward and go for the offense in about 1.7 seconds remaining as turn 4 enters, dives in, and pull the brake correctly. And there it goes. Looks like Marek has barely took a penalty of 0.5 seconds is now full effect. Just gonna have to keep an eye out, folks. If anything happens, one race will be caused a slightly mistake amount by ignoring the track limit or forcing, and there it goes, looks like yellow flag signal just barely yet and called in. Just going to be on the extra careful to be on further notice. Looks like that might have a moment of spare. Okay, close call, but exactly in the meantime because the range of the gap is going to have to get much more further in and go further out. There's Racer X in the scene, followed by TCR Drewski is now being overtaken. As Sector 2 clear, move on forward to be in Sector 3, just to be on the lookout and be sure to save plenty amount of fuel and save it on the tires if anything possible. That will have to take some time and go well patient to see how the one race will have to go pit stop at a time. So there's Dipshy in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 is here. Moving on forward to be on the number 14 of the lap, as Racer X will be going exit and proceed to be down the hill by skipping onto turn 1 and 2 at the center S, along with Team Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 and Marek in the BMW M6 GT3 Spirit model. There he is right now. Racer X is now back in the race. Oh boy, looks like this is going to get much more fierce racing to go on the competition clash. It's BMW versus Porsche in the battle for 9th place. Give your bets and give your support suggestions on Marek and Racer X during the first round in Season 4 of the Exhibition Series. And oh boy, there goes, looks like Racer X just barely lose control of the grid to be stopped at turn 7 in the scene. Good call for Team Insportec, luckily giving a spare time and go proceed at the 10th position to go climb up and proceed as well. Close call for sure, and the United Defensive Reformation Service of the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 still continues and be much more well embraced to stay on the maintained edge for exactly 42% remaining of the fuel. But after all, because the left side of the tires are about to get much more killing around to be shown on the red zone. So here comes Braytech GT in the scene. Looks like forever in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept is now in the scene, and Mercedes-Benz is sneaking in and go for the offense at Team Insportec before the 14th lap is now cleared onto the 15th lap as turn 1 enters to be pulled a brake, keep up the pace to be entered at the entrance of the center S. Alright, very good. Looks like perfect time and moment to spare as the green flag will be waved to signal to come around. Other racers have now been separate around onto the track as Sector 2 proceed and go forward to keep on racing to stay clean. Onto the last minute, Regime in the Ferrari 458 Italia GT3 is now made it on time to be entered for the comeback on 3rd position at the bronze. Diabilto is still currently to stay on top and catch up onto Gabriel Cardenas on 1st place, as the 2nd place racer in the silver position is now currently to stay on in and keep pressure up and go forward on the main offense. So 2 racers are about to get closer for the next lap on number 16. 10 more laps to go remaining, as 11 laps remaining for the other racers will have to keep moving forward after the end of Sector 2 and go straight directly on to Sector 3. As per Team Insportec is now moved forward and slightly significantly to be on the number 8 spots, but still goes on as the sunset is about to get entered in and move on to be on the dusk time after the late afternoon has ended. Racing to success, just gonna have to go well defense and offense. So here they come right now. Mercedes and Chevy are about to dive in again onto turn 1, followed by Porsche in position number 10. Enter in, go proceed on turn 3 at the Cuba do Sol. Team UDRS Insportec is now doing well and going well, challenging up to catch up on Marek in the BMW M6 GT3 Spirit model in about 8.9 seconds before going update onto the main gap. So 2 racers on the Germany manufacturer brands like Mercedes-AMG and Porsche are about to go right in. There goes Racer X in the scene. Looks like Team Insportec will have to step it up and go hard defense. Pull the brake, stop at turn 8. Porsche is now getting closer onto Team UDRS in the Corvette C7 Group 3. Move on in hairpin 2 at turn number 9. Stop at turn 10 at hairpin number 3. Pull the brake slightly and be well concentration to go steady. That's the ticket. Stay on defense for Team UDRS Insportec, folks. 10 more laps to go, and we'll be there in no time, as 1 pit stop will be called in to be available at the optional time. But the sacrifice will be well made to do it, because it'll have to be on the main lookout to cause many different positions and gaps whenever it needs to be called in. So here it comes. Racer X in the Porsche 911 RSR is in the scene. Time to go hard defense to stop at turn 1 by entering lap number 17. There you go. Just more like it. And go entered on the line to be on the inside of the apex. Green flag are now being signaled to continue on. Going further and going way upper hand from BMW on position 7 as Porsche and Chevy continues the battle on to sector 2 by stopping at turn number 4 and 5. And there goes Braytech GT is now pushing up again to go catch up onto Racer X in the Mercedes AMG GT3 along with Team Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. After turn 6 and 7, now going smoothly to have a hard point to be at turn 8 as the contact are now being called in to see it. Looks like Racer X is about to go aggressive, gonna have to catch up and get over there in no time. Okay, there we go. Gonna have to keep a good concentration to stay on Racer X. Faster and steadier as it goes. Team UDRS Insportec is not giving up yet. Racer X has now entered to be on the number 8 spot, currently to be entered during the first round in the Manufacturers Cup of the 2022/23 Exhibition Series. Gonna have to catch up and go offense to be having a main slightly speed. And there it goes. Looks like Racer X just going to keep driving forward and move on to be at number 18 of the lap. There goes the taillight signal. Enter to be at the first turn at the center S. Go down, and Mercedes will have to be on standby before Insportec will have to be much more extra careful to be on the penalty. Signal checked, and good to be proceed to be much more possible as well. But in the meantime, because the right side of the tires are about to get much more killing in and slow down to be on the full effect, it'll have to be sure to be on the main lookout before being dropped down onto position 10 for Team Insportec. And there goes Forever has left the lobby, is now going to have to be proceed on to the final race entry. So here we go. Time for having another fierce battle for Team Insportec to go for another round with Mercedes-Benz at this time. Just to go in, go out, and have the tires will have to go harder and be much more extra careful on the offense. It's about to go sunset, viewers. This race is about to get closer towards the twilight. In about 19 laps will be currently to be moved on. As lap number 18 ends, we're about to get closer to have a reminder notice for only exactly 6 or 7 laps remaining during the first round in the Manufacturers Cup. So let's kick it up and give it a go. Number 19 lap. And then here it comes. DRS JB has arrived on position 11 in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept in the scene, along with Braytech GT and Team UDRS Insportec as Racer X continues to chase and catch up onto the BMW from position number 7. Well, hold on, looks like Phuket has now been dropped down onto position 7 by the last minute as Team Insportec goes in quickly to be on the main defense to go enter, as Braytech GT in the AMG Mercedes GT3 is now currently to be moving on forward, along with Toyota is now entered to be on the scene. Looks like DRS is now entered by the overtake at turn 7 before Team Insportec will be kick it up and go harder defense will be get entered in and slow in fast out. Very nice. Very obviously to have one simple choice at a time before Insportec might gonna have to keep it up and give it a go to go harder whenever it takes. So there you go. Turn 12 stopping in at sector 3. Now gonna have to go for turn 13 to 15 as other racers will have to keep on racing to stay clean without having a pit stop will be calling in without further notice. But in the meantime, because other racers just barely took one pit stop available without having a mandatory requirement, because this race is about to have a no 1 minute penalty for every Gran Turismo racer during the first round in the exhibition series in the Manufacturers Cup. So going to go in, press on to be on the 20th lap for only 6 more to go remaining. Be sure to have the headlights will be turned on before the twilight is about to get much more darker and without having lights to be turned on. Going in onto turn 4, racing to be exercise caution as the sun is about to go for the dusk, and wait until the twilight hour. We'll be calling in to be having a nighttime racing moment. Okay, keep it up and go. DRS JB in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept just took a contact, and hazard lights are about to be turned on to be having a usage of a racing passive ability for Team Insportec. Better be sure to be on the lookout as the hazard lights are now being turned on after taking a contact. Just gonna have to be patient and wait for the standby as Team Insportec will have to take some seconds to be on the full recovery. Okay, very good. Good respawn and good movement for DRS JB and Braytech GT. Quick repairs complete and get back on the roll. The number 9 position for Team UTRS Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 is still going stronger and ongoing during the part of the first round in the exhibition series. In the meantime, because 5 more laps to go remaining as the fuel is about to get a little bit low soon as the tire wear is about to be kick up and go exactly to be around in 30% remaining. On to the last second is 4.4 seconds on Braytech GT in an AMG Mercedes GT3 is now going offense to catch up towards Insportec once again for another round. As for Sector 1 ends, going entered onto Sector 2, and Mercedes-Benz are about to kick it up and go overdrive to be on the main aggressive to be on the right side of the track. Very good defense for Team Insportec. Going on to take turn 6 and extra careful on turn 7 by a deacceleration and reacceleration at a time. Passive to be competitive and much more fierce, and just going to be sure to be on the lookout for the top 3 racers during the first round is still going on and still might need to catch up to Gabriel Cardenas on position number 1. One Mexican Gran Turismo player is still being impossible, is now going stronger and ongoing to take the best racing nomination in this part of the competition. Very much more impressed, and just gonna see how one racer can actually gonna have to go through and be on the perfect endurance. Almost there at the end of the 21st lap as other racers have made it in on to lap number 22. 4 more laps to go. Side-by-side kicks in between Mercedes and Team Chevy, and Braytech GT dives in onto first and second turn at the center S as Team UTRS moves on from behind, is now dropped down below onto 10th place. Gonna have to go hard and quick lap to be on the Cuba du Sol to be on the Reta Opsaba is now going straight away to be stopped at turn 4. But here it comes. Looks like Mercedes is about to go first, followed by Team UTRS in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 to be stopping at the apex to avoid carefully because turn 4 and 5 might be referred to be known as the floor is lava. So far, so very close, and Team Insportec just lost the line and lost the defense as Mercedes-Benz enters and go forward in position number 9. Just to be slowed down and correctly according to the racing strategy tip for this part of the general management. Well, of course, because Team Chevy never gives up and work hard to be at Interlagos for having one more chance and one last race before at the end of the day. Now gonna have to go and resume the battle because it'll have to take some reminder time because 10% remaining is about to get much more closer and sacrifices will be well made to do it. Be on the reminder, folks, because whenever it happens, because the fuel map is going to be a very tough opportunity during the first round in the Manufacturers Cup in the same exhibition series. But here comes Dipshy in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 in scene. It all comes down to this because there goes a contact. Just going to be extra careful. Fuel map is about to get much more slow in and exactly to be well sacrificed to be calling in to see it. I know it's so aggressive because being left out as a competition Chevy Corvette racer during the first round in the Manufacturers Cup is going to be a very tough time to be face up to have a fuel, and tire wear is going to be a very difficult time to be left out, and mostly to have one last reminder call to have the fuel map for exactly because racing action will have consequences before the next round as we're about to kick off and proceed on Wednesday. So slow down to be called in and go straight directly. Team UTRS Insportec is having a hard time because of the strategy is going to have to be on the main difficult time for only 7% of fuel remaining. I know it's tough because 23 laps is going to be a very hard effort for the Manufacturers Cup between one Chevy Corvette racer in this part of the lobby grid. But I hate to say this because this has cost to do one pit stop to be available to be served as a sacrifice. On to the 23rd lap towards the end, and other racers have made it on to lap number 24. I know this is going to be a very extra careful because I should rather going to have to do a long last endurance for this earlier. So down we go, and Master Descendant S before the twilight is about to be arrived here until now. So beautiful and much more exactly to have a much more fine, fierce racing to be on nighttime earlier. But it's not over yet because I'm not gonna have to keep working hard because one more chance and be on the lookout because the time limit is gonna have to take one last race entry will be still available during the night part is going to have to get much more extended. Almost to be at 38 minutes before the race began, ever since for only one amount of a racing competition for every racers, and especially for Team UTRS Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. But I mean, bummer. 3% left remaining on the fuel. This gives me a frustration and a bit of disappointment. I know how you guys really feel because taking a lot of fuel map is going to be a word of dying for every part of the Group 3 category during the first part. But I hate to say this, but there goes my best reputation to go for having a best part of the moment. Pit in and going hard racing category to be required for only 3% and needs to be adding up onto the diamond spot. So there goes C. Alonso 27 on 13th place, you guys. This is it. This is going to have to take one last sacrifice amount before at the end of the first round because this is going to be having a poor time ever for Team UTRS Insportec to be ends up like having a shame of humiliation. So, gonna have to go and pit out. Wait for C. Alonso 27 is about to be ready up and go before Team Insportec will be coming out at the pit exit. So gonna have to keep your eyes checked as lap number 25 enters, and many other racers have already made it on to lap number 26. It all comes down to this, you guys. Let's see how Gabriel Cardenas can actually gonna have to do it. He's been racing so long, so very far, and here it comes. Looks like the blue flag is about to get signaled in, and there he is right now. One Honda NSX Group 3 is now swooping in to take action in the front of the scene. Better be sure to be on the lookout. I'll have to be served as a spectator, and I'm about to have someone grab a bag of popcorn before he's about to go enter at the finish line. There he is right now. Gabriel Cardenas in first position in the scene. Give or take, and the final lap is about to be called out so he can win this race, you guys. So I hope I can see him. This is it. This has got to be his first race win in the Manufacturers Cup in the 2022/23 Exhibition Series. He's going in and go quickly to be on the one last final push as he can enter to take the final sector to be moving on to take turn 13. And there it goes. Looks like Gabriel Cardenas is about to be going forward to take the long final stretch as the blue light is about to be signaled out and go proceed as possible. There he is right now. He's about to go for the checker flag, and he done it. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys, Gabriel Cardenas is now pronounced the winner of the first round in Season 4 of the 2022/23 Exhibition Series GTWS Manufacturers Cup. Way to go for only one Mexican Gran Turismo player, but actually did a good, successful victory win at the podium. Gabriel Cardenas wins the race at Autodromo in the interlagos. Sorry about that, folks. What a very good, exciting race for tonight. What a good race and tough times to go endurance. Okay, well, at least this race might be turns out what's left of it, because taking a hard competition for only one pit stop available is going to be a very tough, slightly risk. So now we go down for the last 6 drivers are still running and being marked DNF as well. Braytech GT and DRS JB is still running, finished in 10th place, and 11th place for Team Toyota is now still running up and go proceed towards the finish line at the final stretch. 15 seconds left. Better be sure to have DRS JB is already here until now. Made it on time and good to be exactly to go harder and much more challenging to be more thrill. What a tough race, you guys. What a difficult, tough race for Team Insportec in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Well, exactly at least, because still might need to do some work and going well proceed to have a replay to be saved as part of the highlights. So congratulations to Gabriel Cardenas, Diablo, and Machine Regime is doing great out there. So gonna have to go over and find Diablo. There he is right now, and there you go. Sending a message, and these 3 racers did a good run out there at the end of the first round. Mostly, however, if anything happens, be sure to use the fuel map in case to save plenty of fuel and the tires just to be in case. I know it is going to be a very difficult race for tonight's competition, but in the meantime, you'll have to go forward and much more harder, so I can probably have to be ready up and go before proceed on to round 2 in the same Manufacturers Cup. We'll be at Daytona International Speedway in the road course. Alright folks, time to wrap this up before at the end of the live stream video. So I had to make sure and go for only one last final chance, so I could probably have to work hard and make my way to go possible to be entered into the top 5 position. Difficult times and difficult measures, so I had to do it and go quickly to be doing the final phase during the part in the Manufacturers Cup. So I hope you enjoyed watching the live stream video on Gran Turismo 7. Thank you for watching. Be sure click the subscribe button for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification to see for some more upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Fish and Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on take 3 of the live stream video, and I look forward to see you again on Gran Turismo 7 during the part of the exhibition series in the Manufacturers Cup. Keep on racing, stay clean.